Welcome back. I hope you're enjoying the report. Now it's time to go straight to our discussions for today. On a very serious note, cultism in Nigeria started actually with Professor Wole Soyinka, which was intended to be for an anti-colonialism movement actually to ensure that the country became free. But ever since then, we've seen it's gone so much down to a point where we are losing many youth in our society because of this that has gradually become a social anomaly. We are seeing a situation where lots of youth are losing their life to certain activities of cultism. At the time, it used to be just within the school environment, especially in the tertiary institutions. Now we're seeing it spread even into secondary schools and even on the streets, where we are experiencing deaths across the nation. Last week it was Owo. Weeks ago we witnessed some in Anambra, we witnessed some in Enugu, Lagos, Ogun State and the likes. And across every geopolitical zone in Nigeria, there had been one or another cult activity, even in Ondo town itself, Ondo city, where we witnessed it years ago before the intervention of the traditional ruler of the particular city. But now it's time to look into the social anomaly and how we can prefer solutions to it in Nigeria today. Today, to discuss with us, we have a social commentator, is a social change advocate, and is also an analyst actually, and the person of Fubara, Dede. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Good
morning. Thank
you. Hope I didn't make a mess of your name actually.
No,
Fubara, right?
You got it.
Yeah. Hope you are not related to actually the government.
After the show, you find out.
Oh, right.
Oh, great. So, looking at it, we're talking about cultism in Nigeria today. The actual intention for cultism, like I said in the beginning, was that cultism was supposed to be for anti-colonial activities to ensure that colonialism stopped in Nigeria. But gradually from the 50s, the 60s, we've seen it become something that has become a proper problem in the society. Youths in their droves are becoming part of cultism, and we are seeing the deaths. We witnessed that in Owo last week again. Now, what's your take on this whole issue of cultism in Nigeria as it is today in the society?
Well, it has become rampant. Even, it doesn't just boil down to universities alone. It doesn't just boil down to youth alone nowadays. Even the top men, they have like an association, even in abroad. Now, I'm just trying to tell you how vast and how it has spread into our society. Now, in 1952, just what you said from your quote, when Sholika and other bodies actually formed this cult, this group. Now, something that people don't talk about is that extremism was what led to the problems of cultism. It was the method that they wanted to use to chase away their oppositions that caused the problem. No enlightenment, nothing, just pure extremism by fire, by thunder, and by force, which has its own good sides. But at the end of the day, it has its own bad sides too. Now, from the look of it, from the Buccaneers, from the Sea Dogs, from the Aye, from the Daybam, I can mention them. So I grew up in Port Harcourt, and I know
definitely
I know them very well. I know their orientation. I know so many things about them. How this actually started? Let me just say you. I will just start from this. Our society has played a major role in how this has being a menace in the society. Our society has played a major role. Families, so many things that play a major role. Now, just a breakdown story. Sometimes when you ask some of these people, if you find that it's mostly in the universities, people that just broke out, that have nothing, they just want to go and claim power. It is an ideology. Just like what I used to say, it is the mindset. My friends know me about that. It is just the mindset. People that join this cult. Now, let me just start listing just various reasons why some people just join cult. Some of them is quest for power, and some of them, I don't want to go deep down because some people may not understand like the spiritual undertone towards cultism. But I'm going to come to that later. Let me just come to what some of us we may understand. Now, it is just more like the mindset. Like some of them that I've met in the university, some of them that I've met in so many things. Like some of them, they are even seeking a quest for acceptance into society. And I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you from experience. I found someone that parents rejected him, church rejected him, cultists accepted him. Now tell me, who is he going to be loyal to? Exactly, who is he going to be loyal to?
The cult.
Exactly, it's going to be loyal to the cult. And there was someone again, even when in our Sunday school recently, they said that if a particular person commits sin, the way our church is even bash some people, they do that. Like sometimes they will take you to the back of the crowd for people to see that you're a pure sinner, and they do it. Discriminations and the rest, so that nobody is going to come near you. They do it. And I found out about something that someone actually went to church and he did. I'm not trying to bash the church. I'm just trying to use as an example too. He went to church. He was seeking an acceptance. He was seeking this family. Everybody rejected him and so on. But it's just the way the devil used to plan some of these things. But along the line, when we start talking about solutions, we'll find out that some of these things can easily be avoided. When I mean easily, like very easily. You do not be conformed to the things of the world, but the renewal of the transform and the renewal of your mind. It's just it. That's why. But we'll talk about that in the solutions. So now, how it started eating deep. So many people rejected him, even his family, and so many things. And he was being oppressed a lot. He was being oppressed a lot, and in the quest for not being that oppressed, he met some people that people were scared of them. People respected them. Of course, they had money because there are so many vices. That is not just cultism. Of them, they come together and they do all sorts of rituals and all sorts of things. So many people accepted him, and they just called him, guy, leave these things where you do. Come, we will show you this. We will show you this. And immediately, his mind was like, oh, so this is how this happens. So this is how people will be scared of us. But you see, this cultism of it, before it was to reject oppression. Now they are the ones causing
the oppression.
They are the ones causing the oppression in the society. Like they want something. Like I said, it was that extremism that was the major factor. And the people with swollen shoulder, they broke out. I think they were up to 6 or 7. I really can't recall the name. They broke out to form their own, with their own ideologies, with their own thinking and everything. And now this has gotten so many. If you check very well, even till today, there are some institutions, especially the universities. That's when this is very, very rampant. I don't know how I'm going to go, because I don't want to go spiritually, because some people may not really understand. But like there is a territory for where this operates often. There really is a territory for where this operates often. And if you know that, you can easily break it. When I was even in the school, sometimes you know that these people, it's not even about anything. If they see that you have a light, like you are bright, you are brilliant, you have everything. Yeah,
the intelligence, the famous, exactly. The charismatic qualities.
They come to you, right? So that you will come to their coffers, so that with everything that you have, their power increases.
Yeah. Add more people to yourself.
Do you understand what I'm saying now? Yeah. Their power increases. The fine people, the rich people, the brilliant people.
So they have quality.
Exactly. So that people will even come to them even. So that people will even come to them, look at the power. So now they're not like creating an institution by themselves, so that people will even look up to them. And then when you now finally get there, in the initiation processes, in so many things that they are going to teach you, so many things that are going, you talk about drugs, you talk about so many things about them, and you will not even know when you start being something that you do not even want to be. So some people don't even know. For people that are watching this, they don't even know what the main cult really is. Some of them, they are so their mind has not been open, and they immediately see this as enjoyment. When I was in the university, if you see the way these boys, they dresses with their big shoes, and the way they walk, their charisma, their demeanor, everything is astonishing.
But I think that's about some of them, because there are some that are very extremely dirty.
Nothing to write home about. They are quite scary.
That's very looking dirty. They call them Gina.
Now you see that fear. Fear is a factor. Fear is a good thing. All of us here, we are scared
of something.
No, see, fear is a whole part of us. I'm dressed like this because of fear. You are seated there, you are working in an organization because of fear. You don't want to know. Some of us we are scared of being broke. We are scared of not having money in our pocket. So you see what I'm saying? Everybody is scared of something. Now, if you say that I'm not scared, I have confidence, would there be confidence without fear? It's not possible.
Confidence is the defense to fear.
Yes, the defense to fear. So if you're saying that no, but the sense of it now, your fear. How do you go about wanting to conquer this fear? Do you be a full embodiment of fear to oppress the little fear, or you be a huge embodiment of confidence to bash away fear totally? Because if you be a huge embodiment of fear, fear will never leave you, and you will find every possible means to always make sure that you operate in that fear, and for you to even grow more in fear, for people to even fear you. You understand what I'm saying? So that is the ideology, that is the mindset that they have, to be able to oppress people, to be able to get so many things done in the society in different methods. That's why now they will start doing, we started hearing about Yahoo. From Yahoo now, the money, it does not come like that. They now go to Yahoo Plus.
Yeah, add one leg.
Exactly. They now go to Yahoo Plus, and if you check very well, most of the times is most of these cultists, and they have a I think they call it okay, some of them they are not cultists, but they call it like HK or something.
Yeah, HK.
Yes, like an
headquarter,
exactly.
An institution to learn.
You can see that they are even recruiting people into their. I call it, it's even demonic. To me, it's really demonic. So now this has even gotten now. When you in your quotes, when you started mentioning about children, like family and society has a major role to play. When you started mentioning about children, I was so surprised that I think there was a festival that went on recently, and we saw some children with cutlasses and so many things, like all those type of cultist activities and behaviors. And I just looked at them. Where did this come from? How did this happen? Then we later found out that from studies, like especially children, let's say from when they are 6 to 10 to 12, that their brain is so sharp that they can easily get something. And train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, you not depart from it. Is the Bible said that train up a child, not an adult, like
a child at that age. At that age,
their brain and everything
is very, very,
very
active.
Thank you very much.
Can be shaped to that particular thing.
Exactly, whatever it is, it is shaped to. Their amygdala, whatever the amygdala is shaped to. That's exactly what is going to follow. Then we will not. That will be around solutions. When you're not looking for therapists to be able to change their mindset and everything. So now these children, the societies they found themselves in, like I tell you, see, we all live in different universe. Like all of us, different careers, different universe, different lives, different universe. Like I sometimes even you can be your neighbor and you in the same building. You guys are living in different universe. Your own mindset is different. Another person's mindset is different. Sometimes you see some people behaving in a particular way, and you be asking yourself, how? Why is this person behaving like this? How come this person is thinking like this? It is because of what that person got into their mind while they were growing up. And now it will not depart from it. Remember, the Bible did not state that train up a child in the way he should go, good or bad, they will not depart from it. Whatever the child is being trained for at that stage, it will never depart from it, and it's going to take grace, and it's going to take
even change a bit of direction.
Exactly.
Not even does the grace. I think the road path just
change. It's going to take time for you to be able to change. So now this has gotten so deep that you see it's not even about, okay, we are based on code, but even in universities we've seen another topic here on Daybreak, teenage pregnancies. You guys have talked about it.
Teenage pregnancies, hook up.
Exactly. You all these social vices that are going on because of the particular type of universe that they found themselves in. That's why there's something I love about I think it was the NYSC training that they do go to schools, they do this orientations, and the rest they do. Okay, that will still fall around solutions when we get there. So now this is how it has gotten so deep, and now how it has gotten deep again. Some of these courses, I was discussing with someone that is from Benin, that people used to say that is the headquarters of Yahoo
and cultism as well.
We found out that, I don't know, I stand to be corrected, I've not really done more research, but the parents are buying laptops for their child. Go learn within your other person they learn, bring money come house. Cultism too, you need to see comparison courses. Comparison. You need to see what your mate they do, you need to see what this one they do. In get it to it, in get it. So now a child now might have good intentions, Joshua. A child might have good intentions to want to do something good in society. But because of that, sometimes most of us look up to our parents. Our parents make or mar you. See, to be honest, your parents, they play like a major contributing factor to who you are. who you are, like one of the major, check all the top people in society, top people in most 70% of them, there was foundations that were laid from family and parents. There were foundations that were laid. So now, and that foundation may be bad or may be good.
I was even talking about the place of foundations and parents. When I was doing my introduction, I was talking about agents of socialization and their contributions to this thing. I remember the kind of area I grew up in. You talked about the multiple universes we live in. The kind of area I grew up in was a very violent area. If you know where they call Fadehi in Lagos, actually, around Shomolu, Yaba, Axis, Mushin, all those areas, it's a war zone actually. It's fights and everything. But there are some few of us who grew up without going into the streets in violence. Some of us came up, and someone said something. He said, we have made a mess of society by saying family is the smallest unit of the society. He says family should be the biggest unit in the society.
70%. That's what I said.
In actual sense, whoever we are going to become must come from the family. But let's talk about the agents of socialization generally. When you were talking, you touched a bit of the church, religious houses generally. You talked a bit of family. You talked a bit of the media. You talked a bit of. Let me even start from. Okay, now we are in the media space.
Yes.
You talked about this HK. The first time I got to hear the word HK was in a music video. I was listening to the rap of a musician, and they talked about HK, and I'm like, what's HK? I asked my guy there, what's HK? He said, Yahoo, this thing. Even Yahoo became popular through what people watched on the media.
Yes, music.
Hookup became popular through what rituals became popular.
Yes.
We might deny
Movies.
this.
Yeah.
Let's be sincere with ourselves. Movies, all those things. Drugs became popular through it. Whereas in Nigeria, we claim we have a council that watches over these things. Look for means. I used to think early when we were growing up, we used to have PG-13, PG-18.
Yeah.
Today, the big show that we all watch on TV, which deals with youth sitting inside the house, do their thing, the Big Brother Africa, is supposed to be PG-18. Today I used to teach Sunday school at the time in church. There was a time I discovered that virtually everybody in my Sunday school have watched it. And I don't know, how do you address the place of the parents and the agents of socialization generally, and how they have contributed to this menace in society?
You see, I will start from the media and the PG and so many things that were happening then. So now, there's something that we used to do before. We say, this one I know open on time. Now make them they behave like this. Some school of thoughts were like that. That's why they limited the PG for them to be exposed to some of these things.
Yeah.
So that in them they might just believe that if you know these things on time, you will be able to learn how it is. But they were not seeing the repercussions. There is no I don't know. There is no particular format to use. That's why I keep using the grace of God. There is no particular format to use. So some of them were exposed very early.
Yeah.
And there was no way for them to be controlled. That was why they just spiral off into the bad way. Now, let's talk about the music. I will come to the church. Let's talk about the music that we listen to. I was listening to something, and they're like, every music you listen to, every music you vibe to. See, Joshua, I don't want to go deep. We're talking about cultism, but I want to just bring this out there from the knowledge I found from music too. Like, you attest, you agree, even if you don't even know the wordings into, but you attest to whatever that person is saying.
Yeah.
And whatever spirit that person is using to sing that music, you are attesting to it, and people don't even know that. That's why we have some gospel musicians. Of course, they will go for fasting, they will go to get a divine sound. We've seen so many miracles where someone was saying that it was just from this particular music, and I keyed in onto it, and I keyed in onto this, and just like that. I don't want to talk.
Even music shapes even characters' attitude.
It shapes your attitude.
If you are driving and all that,
exactly.
your mood, the way you walk, and all
exactly.
those kind of
That's why there are some particular types of music, some particular types of sound. That is measured in hertz, like 828, 557.
Yeah,
and just like that. If you listen to it, like, it opens your chakra, it opens so many things about you for you to be able to know yourself while listening to it. Now, some of this music, Joshua, let me quote a particular line for you. I rather cry in a private jet than be happy in the trenches. I'm very sure you've heard that. Yeah,
Lots of time on
I
podcasts, on music lyrics, everything.
I think you've heard something like that.
Why do you want to cry at all in the first place?
A particular big, I don't want to call her name. She was like saying that, ladies, it is better you cry in that Benz than for you to be crying inside keke and the rest. Like, tears is tears, pain is pain. Why do you want me to cry inside? I don't want to cry.
I grew up with prophets. I just want to comment on this. I grew up with prophets actually. People that prophets. I had prophets in this house here. I had beside my house was a mosque too as well. So we used to have all these alphas. I used to pray for people too as well. 98% of people that were their clients were unhappy.
Rich. Thank you.
Some I've heard one of them pray before that if God can even take all the
money away,
and they can just have that smile again. So sometimes I see this. You are too young for this thing you are thinking about.
Now the problem is that this is already shaping society nowadays. I will do whatever it takes to get this money, and now I will go and join courts because this court has this power to take me to that extent for me to get this money, so that I'll be able to oppress people. I've heard people say that when I get money, waiting I go do you where they oppress me. That's why you will be poor forever. And even if no, I'm serious. And even if you get that money, you will never be happy because I keep telling. See, I'm not rich. I'm not, but I'm getting there.
We are
all getting there. But if there's something I know in this life, money is not missing. Joshua, till today there are people that are living under the bridge, but there are vast area of land that people have not even occupied. We cannot occupy the whole sea. Water can never finish, but people lack water. Land can never finish, but people don't have where to sleep. Till today, there are lands that are open, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom, that are empty, but people don't have the money to go into that place.
Everybody wants to be in the city, actually. I think
it does not. So the universe has a lot of blessings for us that we really can't occupy. So when you really chase all these things, it does not materialize to happiness. Sometimes that's why I keep saying, even some of these courses, don't be jealous of anybody. Don't be envious of anybody. Follow your own plan. Follow whatever you are doing. Don't allow society to even shape your mentality. So now, some of this music, some of these things that you'll be seeing, you can see that they'll be smoking Igbo, they'll be throwing money, they'll be slapping it on the video vixens and
vixens and
the rest, and you'll be seeing, and someone will just be like, Kai, see all this music where this guy they think, and now I will take him as my role model and start listening to all these things, and now he will start preaching to you. People think preaching is when you carry fun and say give your life to Christ. He will start preaching to you from some of this music, and sometimes they mention some things that they say in this music, they mention it to you, it resonates with you. Do you know that sometimes, I don't want to say it, but people, all these goosebumps, and the goosebumps can come from evil and can come from God.
Yeah,
that's why sometimes the devil comes as an angel of the light to even affect you.
Even
for you
if
to
you
think
pass
that
through a burial ground by night, you have goosebumps.
You will have at night. No, there's a particular feeling you feel that people will think that this one is the whole, it is anointing, this music is this. Test every spirit.
Yeah,
this
definitely.
music is this music is that. Some people fainted seeing Michael Jackson. People fell listening to Michael Jackson.
I danced my childhood.
What spirit was meant for that? For you to see a particular human being and what he embodies, and you falling down flat on him. For what? Because of where you put your heart to. That's why sometimes people used to complain. I've seen people complain about me that I listen to music a lot. So sometimes I listen to it, but there's a way that this music used to shape me.
It's a mindset.
I select my music, Joshua, and when I see something that takes me away from pain, something that takes me away from being depressed, something that, and then sometimes they will just be like, okay, find a way to help yourself without listening to this music. It's true, because too much of everything is actually very bad. So be careful for what you listen to, who you listen to, the music and everything. So I think for now that's just the major thing. With time again, I will start talking about how you can go family, society, even churches, and the rest, how they play a major role.
Well, before we continue with that, just like you said, we'll be going for a very short break. When we get back, we'll delve into the second part of the discourse. So stay with us.
and you understand that the idol man actually is the devil's workshop, and what we are discussing currently has to do with cultism. If you're very idle, you may not get to this particular point. And Dede is still in the studio with us. Actually, we've been discussing. We've talked a lot about the family, the media, how they contribute, the agent of socialization, and all that. But I want to go a bit psychological. I don't know with this, because sometimes I ask myself a question. You know, I watched what happened in Owo actually. And when I was watching the video, I saw a guy. A guy there said, "This one is small now," and all that. And one young boy said, to the young boy, it even looked like a film. It looked like an action film to him and all that. I'm like, really, and all. So I asked myself a question: why is it that you guys, you know vividly well, many of the times you know vividly what the repercussions, the likely repercussions. In fact, the 70%
They know.
repercussions this is, but still you choose to
Indulge
in this, and despite that you don't want to leave this. Why? You've seen, would you like to be like we are counting days? So I don't want to, I want to know a bit, why do people actually, despite knowing the repercussions, still want to be a part of this body?
See, it's just like what I said about fear before. Cultism is not the problem. Cultism is the solution to what they think the problem is. Cultism is not the problem. Prostitution, yes, prostitution. I'm telling you that cultism is not the problem. What they are going through, cultism is not the problem. Cultism is the solution for whatever they are scared of. Prostitution is not the problem. Prostitution is the solution to whatever they are scared of.
Or the chosen solution.
Yes,
they think.
Drug
Exactly.
is not the problem. Cigarettes, drunkards. In fact, mention everything. They are not the problem. It is the solution from what they are getting. Pornography, mention it. It is not the. It is like the solution for something that they want to find. They know. Who doesn't know that sex before marriage is bad? Who doesn't? Who doesn't know that drinking alcohol too much, like being drunk, is bad?
Everybody knows the anomalies.
If you are taking cigarettes, they wrote it, they stamped it there.
They stamped it there.
Abi,
even on the pack,
they stamp it, Abi. That you are level, so they know Abi, but they are still taking it. So that is the thing. Like they are finding like the cultists, like the cultism and whatever everyone put their hands to. It is like a solution for whatever they are going through. Now, what are the problems some of these people they may go through? Like I said before, fear of rejection, poverty, and so many things that they just want to believe that cultism is just like a major way for them to even come out of this problem that they are having, being oppressed. And like I said, and there is a spiritual undertone to this. There's a spirit hijacking all these things. But like I said when I started, I don't want to go into this
spiritual aspect,
mumbo jumbo. I don't want to go to this so that people will understand. But it is just like the solution. Now, who thinks that initially when it is being done, like there is this, like what I used to say, like this feeling that it gives to you, like just like what I used to say about exercise, serotonin and the rest, and your endorphins and so many things that are being built when you do some particular things like that. So people don't think at the end, they think at the beginning, at the middle stages. Talking about investments, who thinks about investments immediately? Investment is not but
it's a later thing.
Yes, it's like the later thing. Among the percentage of people in the world who invest, not just little, that's because they've thought, they've built their mind into see that I will see this later, I will see this later. Sometimes, most of the time, some of these people that do all these things, it is like the immediate, let us solve this thing now. And if I've forgotten the particular philosopher that brought it. Everybody, most of the time, that's why if you want to really sell something for people, like look at what they really want. Like everybody have their immediate needs. Everybody does. These cultists too, they have their immediate needs, and they believe that the cultism, it is the solution to their immediate needs. And as long as their immediate needs is met every day, they don't care about the repercussions later. Do you understand where I'm going?
Yeah.
They don't care about the repercussions later, as long as their immediate needs. I've forgotten the particular philosopher. Maybe next time when I come in, I'll say it. He found that everybody have their immediate needs. Like today now, what is my immediate needs? There's something. Okay, we'll come at that in solutions. And so I have a lot to say about solutions. That's just why
we'll even get there very soon.
We'll get there very soon. I pray we'll get there. I pray time allows us to go.
Time will allow us. Immediately after now, we're getting there.
Because there are so many things I want to say about solutions, but I don't want to break it now. So many of them, they do all these things because of the immediate feel of what I want now. If I don't join these people to get this thing now, I may not eat tomorrow. Some of them, they don't even believe in God. I don't want to go spiritually, but you can't talk about
you
can't talk about
actually,
this.
Someone made a comment and said, a society where you take God out of the setting, you will definitely. And the person said something, said whether you think it's fake or not fake, the fact that there is a supreme being you fear and you reference actually puts you on your toes to be. Look at societies where they even took out that phenomenon out of society. Today, look at
what happens.
The repercussions, the school shootings. That people don't fear to do anything anymore. People just do things.
Wake up and do anything.
And libertarianism itself scatters society. According to media theory, I'm bringing theory here again. According to media theory, libertarianism was one of the things that bettered social responsibility theory. The libertarian society was a society of anything goes. The country became less powerful. The people became doers of anything. And it got to a point society was at the brink of being destroyed. There was no way of life. There was no culture. And a cultureless society is a destroyed society. So the next thing, it was the media men themselves that called themselves together and said, from today onwards, anything we promote out there must favor the society. So they termed it social responsibility, and ever since then it's shaped their. That's part of the reasons why many of the Western countries are very powerful today. They took their media to the right format to help society. That's why we have things like Al Jazeera effect theory today, CNN effect, because they rose to the occasion, even down to the New York Times and many other media you found out there. So if that kind of thing happens, I think libertarianism itself, liberty is slavery in disguise, because it's destructive.
Exactly.
Extremely destructive.
So that is
you can't take that factor
we cannot take the God factor away from this. We just can't. Maybe in solutions, I will definitely talk about it. So now some of them, they do all these things because of their immediate needs. They don't care. They know. We've seen so many people. They know. Who doesn't know that sleeping with married men is bad? But because they are scared that they cannot.
They are trying to shake tables.
No. I'm trying to list sins that we do.
Oh well.
I'm trying to list sins that we do every time. We know it's bad.
It's bad, yeah.
We know it's bad, but we end up doing it. So why do we do it? Because we're scared. We cannot provide for ourselves. We cannot do this. So I can't provide. I don't have money. What am I going to get? Okay, there's one allergy. There that
he has been weighing me since.
Now you can just wire me 500 and just like that. Say it's not just to give him what I want, but no, the repercussions is later. But it's the immediate needs
we focus
that they want to find. So many things that we do. It is the immediate needs that we just want to quench. Then later on, when the repercussions start coming, we'll start regretting some of the bad things that we've been doing in the past. So many bad things that we've been doing. And that's why, to answer your question, yes, they don't think about it later. They know, but because of that, what a philosopher said, it is just what they want to quench their immediate needs. Now, as it they happen, as it they hot, let me do it immediately.
Well, let me ask, since we've been talking about the factors contributing to this, activities and all of the things associated with it, let's now go to the solutions, since you have a lot to talk about solutions. Okay. Although we'll get to the part where I want to ask about the economical, the
economical effect
it has
society,
as well.
Yeah.
So, but first, let's start with the solutions, since you have a lot to say about the solutions. Where do we begin? In a society like this, just like he stated earlier, there are so many states where we've seen this happen in a very short period of time.
Yeah.
And this has been prevalent in the society. And we've seen this happen. It seems like it's a normal thing. Just like a child will say that this one is small now. And just like the illustration you gave about seeing a child carrying a cutlass and all those kind of
parents even giving their children laptops and everything. I know some that give a chance for their children to do something in it.
When we have failed parental guardians in the society, where do we begin?
So now, if first of all, look, just like what Joshua says, the family is not supposed to be the smallest unit. Like, you break up from your family, and whatever ideologies that were shaped from when you were a child is what most at times you live on to for the rest of your life. Now, let's say that, because when you finally grow, you know, a time comes when a man shall leave his mom and leave his parents and cleave unto you. Of course, you know that you will definitely leave them.
Yeah, you leave home.
Now, okay, first of all, let's start from the people that are still in their parents' house. This is for parents.
Okay.
A parent that does not have, like, you know, children are giving birth to children nowadays, you know that, right?
Yeah,
Very true.
We're having big babies as
Yes,
parents, actually.
yes, we're having that now. So people that's part of the problem. Someone that has not really been shaped
Been
up there.
developed
If you have a
properly.
child, whatever you have here, that's what the garbage in, garbage out.
Oh, Jesus.
So is
Compounded problems.
so this is more. Apple is supposed to be a good thing. I don't know which bad fruit. A spoiled apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. That's exactly what is going on in society nowadays. So now parents should even, it has happened, you have a child, find a way to go shape your mentality first, so that you'll be able to shape this child mentality. This is for people that are still in their parents, and this is for parents first. Now, God, I will never take the God factor no matter what. You have, like, you see, something about God, something about the Holy Spirit, something about a Bible believing church, something about a church that you know that this is God.
Even proper religious
Proper
studies, all
religious
those
studies
things,
and the rest. There's something about it that it really shapes your mentality, like a lot. It's especially reading the Bible. Reading the Bible, it shapes your mentality a lot. And when it does that, you know that you'll be able to pass. I saw a video of a lady. She was praying at 5 or 6, I don't know, but she was little. She was praying and she was crying. Of course, when you know that this is happening, you know that the Holy Spirit has actually taken over. And then when they later found out that how did this happen, they found out that her parents used to pray without even calling the child. They would just say, oh, go to bed, you can go to bed. And her parents would go to the inner room and be praying. And so sometimes the child would wake up and she would see her parents praying and everything. So immediately, they didn't even have to tell her this.
Yeah,
She
they
just
act
got
according
it.
to what you
Yeah.
see.
She just so now, as a child, as a parent, first of all, your children don't choose their role model automatically. As you bring them to earth,
You are the first.
you are their role model automatically. No, they don't need to do anything automatically. You are their role model. So shape your mentality first. There are so many things. Teach yourself so many things first before you be able to even teach the children what they ought to know, so that it will not depart from them. So now, as a parent, first of all, that's exactly what they should do. And now, for parents, like, sometimes I used to say this, when some parents are not their children's friend, they are not their children's friend. The children tell their deepest things to outsiders. Their problems to outsiders. Sometimes it's just the way the society has gone through. Fathers are not at home, mothers are in the business places doing so many things. They don't have time for their children.
No, aside from the fact that they are in the business places now, we're having a grown feminist movement where equality and all that, everybody must work.
You
Don't
can
shake tables.
no, it's not shaking table. You can never be equal. A woman can never be equal to a man, and a man
That's
can.
another day.
And a man
that's
can
another
never.
day.
They will come for you on the podcast.
They should come for me. So this is another problem we're having in society. Being scared of what people will think. They should come for me for what? I'm in my house. What do you want to come and do? If you want to come to my house, come to Shegun. Let's debate and talk. I'm in my house. If you want to come for me, come for me. I will say what I want to say. You can never be equal. That's the problem we're having in society. But like you said,
That's
it's
not the
another
topic
problem.
of the
A
day.
man can never be equal to a woman, and a woman can never be equal to a man. The man is the head of the family, yes, but there's a way that I don't want to go there.
Yeah,
I really
operational
don't want
duties. Let's not
to
go there. Let's leave it.
That's why I said don't shake tables.
I really don't want to
Let's
go
not go
there.
there.
So now you have to, be your child's friend. Sometimes I've seen so many. They do a lot of bad things, yeah, but because their mom are their friend, they're able to tell their mom things, and because of the level of wisdom the mom has, she was able to shape her. This is not how to do this, take this and that. Sometimes if you're not your child's best friend, your child will go out there and go and find the best friend that will give him things. That's why sometimes you will see that a parent may be good, a parent may be wise, but because they are not their child's friend,
yeah,
the child will be something else.
Yeah, because another person is orientating
something
the
else differently. That's why sometimes too it even boils down to the level of like let's say the firstborn, the lastborn, the middleborn, and just like that, you can find out that all of them may have different mentality, but the same parents. The same parents. It is when our parents start getting old, the grandchildren, you see your mother loving your child. You be like, why my mama don't love me like this? That's because there is not so much things that are taking her time. She has a whole love, like she has that friendship with her child. And this has happened because we are chasing after so many things. Our children are not our friends. They're not our priorities for us to even help them and to show them things that are ought to be shown. Now, because of time, now that's for family. I'm done with family. Should I just continue? Yes. Now let's media. We talked about media, some of the music and these people that preach to you.
Should government regulate media?
Of course. No, see, now the problem is that, Joshua, when you're talking about regulations, regulations can profit. When profit comes into it, when profit comes into media, you cannot easily regulate it. Because some of these preachers, they are like return on investment for government on them is much that you cannot regulate them, because if you regulate them, ROI will reduce. So how do you want to regulate something that gives, things to your...
Yeah.
You can tax these people, whatever tax, whatever, they will pay, they have it. If you want to regulate them, if they start checking the regulations, they cannot bring out what they ought to bring out to give them money, and that money to definitely come to you. So the profit aspect is there. That's why it cannot be easily regulated. It will be so difficult. That's why you now behind the screen. Someone said something about bullying, online bullying. Online bullying is not real. Like, why you just walk away from your phone, off your phone. When you see one person talk something bad, see another person talk another thing bad, just walk away or mute some. But I know it takes time. It's a process. Yeah. But just things that will affect your mind, be able to walk away from it. And now, Joshua, let me tell you something. God is a loving Father that you see that conscience inside of us. You will know if something is bad. You will know, except when the Bible has made us to understand that when someone does not really want to repent, it will give you the heart of stone, so that it will even push you to even more wicked people, for more wicked people to deal with you. But before you get to that point,
you will know actually there
is grace, and you will know.
Everybody knows the first time when they do something,
you will know.
You will definitely know. That makes
so when the music start coming, when some of these bad words are there, you will definitely know. When some of these preachers are putting things inside your head, you will definitely know. Some of us we vibe to some secular music and we don't even know when it is when it gets the best of what. What is it? Say wara wara, say wara. What are you saying? What do you want to say wara wara for? Sometimes someone said it and people don't know. Some of these things are incantations. You will not believe it. You won't know.
Yeah, I remember one that used to be an incantation.
Some of these things, I'm not talking about say wara wara. I don't know what say wara wara is. But some of these things are incantations, and you will just be there vibing onto them. And sometimes, some days you just be like, some things will just take over you. You will just behave somehow, and you will get to let me really behave like this. If you start checking, some people will start checking, where did I go wrong today? I did not go wrong. Then why am I feeling like this? They don't know that it is that music that they are listening to. Do you know that there's a particular artist, there's a particular music. If I'm sad, it was now I've started listening to Theophilus Sunday, Don Sidoye Khan, Lawrence Oyo, mention them. I started listening to some of these people that carry the fire to even make me happy. But there's a particular, secular musics and not worldly musics. You know that.
Yeah, the secularity is not. That's one thing that I wish my Christian brothers out there can
they know.
Understand.
Many everybody says
secularity is not the opposite of spirituality. It's just the truth. But then let's
actually everybody knows. Happy birthday to you.
Secular.
The secular music. Arise, will come. Okay, that's the old one. No, please, I'm sorry. Nigeria, we LD. It's the secular music. We have so many secular music.
Very beautiful.
But now, for the worldly music, when you start glorifying all these bad acts in your music,
I think from my own perspective, I think many of them are criminal oriented kind of songs.
Exactly.
You won't even sing that in some society.
I heard a particular music from a particular artist that people, how many men have we sent to Baba God? And people are dancing to it. How many men have we killed? you are dancing to it. Say body. You are listening to it. You are dancing to it. How many men have you sent? You that have not sent anybody to Baba God. You are bowing your head to that spirit. How many men have you sent to Baba God? You are definitely listening to it.
And it's permitted on our radio airways, and kids are listening.
How do you want to regulate this? How do you even want to start? And kids are listening to this, and then when they start, and they say that affirmation starts with repetition.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's
psychology.
So when you start repeating all these things now, smoke ganja and you go blow all this, it starts getting into you. Oh, now ganja be this. They say if you smoke you will start getting it, and then when you start feeling all these things, so be careful for what and who you listen to. You, like I said, you will know when some things are bad. And like me, I had to start cutting them. In fact, I had to start removing them when I found the conviction, especially from the Holy Spirit. I was like, oh, so this is what really used to happen. And then there are some music that will just bring out. Now I don't know how much time we have now. Some people that are so deep in this, they've done so many things.
Some are even still in the cult, in the cults now.
Exactly.
They don't even
so now
they don't know how to come out.
And coming out is one of the
is another problem. And now do you know that the cults now, they've made a foundation so strong that you cannot. Some you have to have a huge amount of money to be able to come out of it.
Huge amount of money, you've known too much.
Exactly. You've known too much. You just want to know where would do. So now you've been a target. You will start running Elter Skelter. There was a particular song that you want to bam bam. Now you don't run kitty kitty, don't run kata kata. People are not listening to that song, but if you listen to that song very well at the beginning stage when he was saying some of these things, you will find out. Now, before I start talking about therapy, let me talk about what government can do about changing laws concerning cultism. If you find a particular strict laws, fear pass fear, Joshua. Fear pass fear. When you know that if this happens to me, I don't want to use the death penalty. I really don't want to use that. But if this happens to me, I will be like, if they found out that you are in a particular cult body, but now someone came to say that the name of my cult is Buccaneer. How can government say if you become to Buccaneer you will be locked behind bars? Does Buccaneer means that if you are in Buccaneer automatically you are like a terrorist organization? No. For you to be a terrorist organization in Nigeria, for the government to stamp it, you might have done so many things. You might have done so many bad things. So now government cannot easily stamp or pin this particular cult group and say that if you join cult today, you are this, because there's no evidence. There's no evidence that these cult people have done something bad. There's really no evidence.
Because majorly when those bad activities happen, it's just criminality of an individual.
Exactly, of an individual, not as a body. So now the ideology, especially from when it started, the court was just like, let's have our own ideas, let's have our own
freedom of association.
Yes, freedom of association. So government can easily not paste this and say that okay, but when you know that if you do these particular things, but government can come have a body against this cultism, but that's another day. Now, because of time, let's talk about this therapy, because therapy is something
very important.
Like cognitive behavioral therapy. It's something that therapy is something that now to find the people that even wants to go to therapy is another problem.
And let's
just talk about
anyone that wants to help himself. Therapy is online. Therapies now are expensive. But music is another good therapy. Music is another good therapy. People that now music has even taken CBT and psychodynamic group therapy and so many things into play. Role play therapy. There are so many different types of therapy that I know that really works. Now, more like these people used to call all this PTSD and the rest. Yeah. Some of these therapies, they will take you that thing you are scared of. They will take you to that place and to show you that this thing you're scared of, it will never happen. Don't allow it to shape your mind. Now, cognitive behavioral therapy, what it does is mostly like finding out why you do these things. Why? What are you really scared of that I want to happen? And we'll try to find a way. You know, what the Bible said about be renewed by your mind should be transformed.
Very transformed. Yeah.
Be transformed by the renewal of your mind.
Yeah, we have
your
just 1 minute left.
Yeah, no problem. Your mind will be totally transformed. And now, when you follow this thought process that don't think this thing you are thinking, this is not how it's supposed to be. This is not how it's supposed to be. And now, more like this psychodynamics that just puts you in the spot that you close your eye. Now, I really want to do something. I know time is up, but I just want to, I know I'm the interview, but time is up. I just want you guys to just close your eyes, just a little bit. Close your eyes. Think of something.
Maybe
Maybe it's not going to take time.
There's no more time actually.
It's just take 1 minute. It just take 1 minute.
1 minute it is. I'm counting.
Okay, now just close your eyes.
Okay.
Think of something. Let's say you are going to the bank right now. Any bank in your mind. Go there. Ask for a particular amount of money. Assume you are the one taking that money, and assume they are allowing you to come out free. Is that gotten? All right, you can open your mind. You can open your eyes. Who was thinking? You were the one thinking. But really, who was thinking? Really, to be honest, who was thinking?
You were.
I was the one thinking. I put that mind inside of you. For you to be able to see that there are different possibilities that your mind. But you were not the one thinking. I was the one thinking. That was the thing. So sometimes your subconscious does some things that some people have put into your mind for you to think that this is exactly how you will get it.
So you need
but
to
if this therapist can go inside your mind and tell you how to think, you will be able to come out of this problem.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. Well, I must say it has been very interesting talking about cultism and all of that. Well, this is where we'll be coming to an end for this particular topic. It's quite a shame that we do not have enough time on the program to do real justice to it.
Yeah,
but I hope we've been able to cover some important areas. However, this is where we'll come to a close for this episode of Daybreak Africa. See you again next time and have a beautiful day. I am Angela Daku.
My name is Ikhonede Joshua Dede. Do have a nice day. Bye.